If you can't tell by the sounds you're hearing right now, I have Subway Builder on in the background here. And we're going to start today doing a little bit of Subway Builder just to show you what I've been up to there because I'm still playing this game. It's so fun. Here, let's do this. That'll do. That will do for now. All right. So this is where I currently am in Subway Builder. For those who know their American cities, you should be able to instantly recognize this as Boston. If not, you got, hints of East Cambridge up here. I actually don't know a lot of these other, Boston landmarks. I've never been to Boston myself. I know they've got a great subway system. And again, people who might be familiar with it can see I've started doing something similar-ish, but obviously put my own spin on it. So we've got a few lines going through kind of this central district. I've got what looks like one green line. As we zoom out, you'll see it can be two, and it actually is a full three. This whole Central East station right here, you can see a little bit of separation. I have Central East as a 4-wide station on the green line, and that's kind of where I want everyone to go through. Aside from that, we've got the orange line, which is going through kind of the colleges. We've got Cambridge, we've got Harvard, we've got MIT, well, Cambridge isn't a college, that's just a college town. But yeah, Harvard and MIT are up here on the orange line, and then I have that just goes straight south. You might notice over here you've got some odd little markings you can see on the map that don't look like lines, and that's because one of the recent updates, you can actually make notes on your maps now, which I think is really awesome. It's helped me plan out Boston a lot better, although I've still run into some problems. So one of the plans that I had was this blue line here was supposed to be its own separate station from the green. That's not possible because one thing I've noticed in Boston is that a lot of these buildings actually just kind of go over the roads or under the roads. I'm not sure how Boston is actually laid out in real life. I think they do have a lot of buried highways and stuff like that. But anyway, I didn't know that. So now blue and green are actually sharing that station. I got the same problem when I actually went over to the airport. I wanted to create this blue line, go through this little turnabout here, and come out. But there are walkways blocking off, 3 walkways blocking off this corner. So I had to improvise. So yeah, that's been interesting story is what I've done in Boston. There's still lots of plans that I have if we really want to zoom out. See, here's another extra line I'm thinking about. I'll also use it at light blue because it's kind of a connecting thing. I'm going to take this green line, curve it around, bring it up to Lynn. I'm going to create some other line that'll probably go up to Martin or Maiden and split east and west. I've got the red line here, which was going to go northwest, kind of parallel to the orange, which will go almost due west. And red will come to the south a bit, tracing the other green line down here. Well, we've got orange and this other light blue, which I'm going to bring through Quincy and further south. But those are the plans that I eventually will go to. Oh, and here's the workers, by the way. I should have put that on there a moment ago. What we have right now is you'll notice something that looks like white, but a little bit of red up to the top. This is actually the planned red line that I'm trying to build. It's $1.6 billion worth. I'm only at like 500 right now. To be fair, I can get a $500 million bond at this point. That's actually really recent. I only recently pushed above the 100 million per day, which is why I got a little ambitious mapping out this line. So we'll get across 1.1 billion sometime soon. Well, maybe not soon. This is why we're going to let this run AFK while we do another game. Or run in the background, I should say. But one thing I'm thinking of, even while I'm looking at this, I mentioned earlier that Central East is kind of where I want a lot of these lines to come together. All 3 green lines hit here, and then the orange hits here. My red right now has its own separate kind of path tracing one of these inner streets. And I kind of have half a mind to just, undo that and actually make it go through Central East a bit better. And I would have called this Central West. But we're just not going to do that. I'm actually as much work as I put into making these curves and the elevations work out, because some of these buildings go a lot deeper than expected. We're just going to, yeah, you can see some of these really tiny little lines that I've built in here. We're just going to get rid of some of that. There we go. I'm going to get rid of that just because I can. And instead, all right, now let's look at our stations here at Central East. On the orange line, we're at -10. At the green line, we're at -5. So we're going to go deep, -15, for this next station here. Yeah, how are we gonna, so we want eventually, so this is gonna curve around. We might get a parallel station at Central South here. I don't even think I need that. Yeah, I think with the red, hang on, let me look at my demand here. If someone's getting off at Washington, how close are they? It's a 13-minute walk. If we actually build something by Central South, it's 6. That is a noticeable difference for the walkers. And the question is, do I want to build one at Central North as well? I think I do. Having to plan on the fly here, which is not what I had initially thought, but all right, let's do this. Let's do this. If we are wanting to connect you somewhere up to like here, so all right. We've got another Central East station. Now, Washington Street on Herald here, that's already, ooh, that's only at -5, so we need to dive quickly here. And actually, yeah, if they're at Central East, that station they were going to walk to, that works out well enough. So we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. Let's dive, let's dive, let's dive. Can we turn? We can't really turn easily. Oh, okay, okay. All right, so that's our go-to there. And then we do this maybe? Yep. It's about the best we can do there. Now, the nice thing, all right, we're going to build an extra part of Central North here. I'm going to try to get as close as we can while still tracing the street. It probably won't recognize, okay, it does recognize that as Central North. That's awesome. I like that. All right, so now for this. This is going to get in, yeah, it'll do that, which is kind of expected. We will do a little bit of bendy bend. That's probably fine. Yeah, all right, so now we dive. Because we're gonna need to, yeah, we're gonna need to, and that's 54. That's, oh, see, this is where Boston keeps really annoying me. It does stuff like that. Some of these buildings just go crazy deep. Building foundation depths. What are you? Okay. That's probably like a 20 deep, which is infuriating, honestly. Okay, so what we need to do, let's undo this, undo that. If that's going to be a -20, then let's, it doesn't actually cost any different for me to do that. So we're just gonna do this. Let's angle it just a bit more. That gets us under that building well enough. We do this. 65 now, that's actually not bad. Now if we try to connect these at 43, you know what? It works. All right. I think that's a little bit better. We even cut some of the cost by eliminating that extra station, so I am not mad at that. The line looks a bit weirder because of that excuse me, weird curve in it, but you know, I'll take it. I will take it. That even makes Central East all the more important, saves us some money. Sorry, Downtown Crossing, I don't think you're losing out on much by missing that station right there. If someone was going on the red line, they can still hit Central East, which is pretty good, and Central North is still there. Yeah, we're fine. You're absolutely fine. So, alright, little update to the red line there. You'll notice I actually have a little extra stations put in here. Yellow line, as we go through, yellow line is going to take people straight into whatever this is. I think this is a university somewhere. No, that's just workers. That's just workers. That's just workers. Okay, I don't know what this is in Mission Hill, but it's obviously important, and we're going to get people into there. While this other line, which is going to actually connect these guys way down here, that's going to connect there. I guess we could also kind of go up that way, but I'm actually going to take this line and make it be a connection right at this station that we'll eventually build as our little kind of go across right there. And I put that, why did I put that go across? And I think it was because of who the workers I saw in the central whatever. Yeah, you can kind of see a bit of a line going through these people. Now in the real Boston system, the green line actually splits even more and just kind of tendrils out. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use this connector line to put people together. And that also then just lets me go very quickly, easily into Quincy. So I can get to these as well. So that's what that's there for. Really getting those people in the city. But that is the plan. And so obviously we are now going to wait until our amount hits a little over 1 billion. So we did shave some costs off. It's a new line, so we're also going to have to buy some new trains. So going a little bit above 1 billion will be nice. But that should be fairly feasible. Obviously, this is going to be the most money we've ever had. I've usually topped out there at like 600 million before I chimed in with stuff. So we've got a little time to wait, but we shall. And we're going to have an awesome red line to show for it when we're ready. Back to business. We're doing all right. I think we're... are we at enough to build our new red line? 1.53. Okay, we are there. As you always know, I like to wait till the end of the day to do constructions and train stuff. So we will wait until the end of the day to do that. We look over here at Dance of Fire and Ice. Ooh, there's a diamond something over here, very close. So we'll get there fairly soon. I just got a message on my phone. Let's see what we got here. Lots of texts from my soccer board. There's a social tonight for all members, which me going into the middle of DC in the midweek is always a bit of a stretch. Otherwise, I would. What do we get here? Oh, Mountain the Tiger. Oh, not Mountain, never mind. Something else. My stuff. We are at 1 in the afternoon now, 2 in the afternoon on our subway builder. Let's get close. I'm so excited for getting this red line in. Still got a couple hours. The music is still cycling. Hang on a moment here. What are all of those? Is that just that we're... what's the word I'm looking for? Gated off? That's not the word I want, but it's close enough. Before we finish level 5? I guess so. But we'll see. Come on! Get to midnight already. I want to build this line. Alright. Oh, we've got a Lycan Rock in chat. Oh, I can spell! Can't type is the problem. There we go. Alright, here we are. Just about midnight. 4, 5. There we go. Alright. Let's go in. Get the new bond. Build, baby. Oh, look at that. Look at that glorious new line. New route. It's the R. Create. Going from down here to up here. And we can just click on all of these pluses, because they are on top of the world. Hang on, actually. That one's a little bit more complicated. There we go. You can see that these two lines actually aren't connected at all, but they are connected to this middle station, so it should, in theory, all work the way I want it to. I didn't miss anybody over here, did I? I don't think so. No, we're good. We're good, we're good. Alright, confirm those changes. We should not call that Summer Street. That is Central. What are we calling this one? There's two big kind of businesses there, which I kind of want to build toward, but we'll worry about that later. I should figure out what to call that, not Washington Herald, but this, you are Central East. And you are Central North. I think I had one other connection built into the system here. Yes, Constitution. When I'm just going to call you Constitution Road, you are just Constitution. And this also needs a proper name, which I should look up, but we'll get there later. Oh, actually, we also need to go and actually put trains on it now. Trains are important. Anyway, we need to buy more cars. Hang on, all of our lines have 5s or 10s on them. You're on 5s. You're all okay. You're all on 5s. So 41 to 14, 40 to 13. Yeah, that works out pretty well. All right, let's now see how this goes. Red line is running. How awesome is that? So we have to wait a day to really kind of see how everything works out. We are in witching hours at the moment. Oh, I missed Lichen Rock. No, why? All right. All right, now we're getting into the morning rush almost. 4, 5. Now we're seeing people coming around. Let's go down here. How are y'all doing? Not as much. Well, now it's 5. You're definitely seeing more still coming off of orange than off of red. But we've got some. Okay, okay. Now that it's 6 or 7 a.m., there we go. It's not as busy as the orange line is. I am noticing that just immediately. I wonder why. We go to you. I mean, okay, it's about equidistant, actually, between a lot of the stations. So if someone's already using the orange line, why would they shift over to the red? The only difference would be if you're actually going north of the city, but people who are living this far south probably aren't going super far north. Okay, but we are getting some good ridership up here, I guess. And you... Okay, you've only got one little interest point, so I guess that kind of tracks. You've got a few. You should have people going in. You should have people going in. Why don't you? You are still a 15-minute walk from the station. That's certainly doable. That is certainly doable. Why aren't you? Why, I say? This is why we have to wait for a full day. I'm not sure if it counts, or I'm not sure how it counts everyone. Let's get this over a bit so we can see. And we'll be ready to put the fire and ice back on. We're at 3 in the afternoon. Certainly getting a lot going through Central East. That is by design. Yeah, not a lot of transfers on the red line right now. Maybe that just wasn't the smartest line to build. I thought it was doing good based on where demand was not being met yet. But I don't know. Let's go look at our 48-hour. I mean, we are making a bit more money. I wouldn't say we're making a lot more money, though. So, yeah, that probably isn't moving the needle very much for us. That's unfortunate. Well, okay, we've still got a little bit of the day left. We're certainly above where we had been for daily profits, which is hanging a little bit south of 50, and that is a 55. So, marginal increase. But it seems like we don't have it. That wasn't the best input, especially because we are now paying how much in daily interest? 28 million. So we increased our profits by like 5. Okay, now it's more than 5. It's more like 7 or, yeah, about 7 or 8. But we're paying 28 per day, so oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Well, we'll just have to see if we can extend the red line further at some point soon. Get more people on it. Send some of the other lines. Because I think, I mean, I do want to move this yellow and this secondary yellow out east into Mission Hill at some point soon. But I think the important thing right now is to actually just get more people into the city. Especially like on some of these other, okay, let's see, can I do all that? Like this whole tract of people, this is who we're really trying to serve and get in. And so yeah, actually extending red and green down into here would probably help. Honestly, this red, you can see the thing that I had planned. Extending this will actually help quite a bit for getting people into the city. So that is a good next step. We won't even worry about defining the next step for the moment, though. Because we're going to have a lot to pay off in our bond. We're not going to be making a ton of money anytime soon. We did make some. But it's less than 20 million a day, which makes sense if we're paying 29 million a day on the bond. Anyway, let's look at our final updated station ridership numbers. That was 52 a moment ago, and we're seeing 50, 51 right now. But yeah, like that's, okay, there's a little bit of a 3 transfer there. I guess that kind of makes sense. Red line doesn't really need to transfer to blue that much. If there's any transferring going on, it makes sense it'll happen in the middle. Alright. We will leave that there just to spin its wheels a little bit. Yeah. We'll leave that. Let's go back to this guy. There we go, okay. That's what I wanted to do. Alright. Done with that. Now, as we were talking about earlier, I think one of the best things we can do is just extend some of the lines that we have before we try to build some of these interconnecting lines. So the biggest one is, yeah, we're going now. Now here's the interesting thing. If we want to just follow the people, this red line should just go straight out into Arlington and whatever else not. That does not connect some of these nice worker spots, though. Let me double check. Now, if we got all y'all, actually curling south before you go into Arlington makes a bit more sense. So we should do that. And actually that works quite well. We can follow whatever this little path is. Because this is obviously an existing train line. This is an existing train line. We might even split red up at some point in the future. But I like the idea of this doing this before it kind of curls up that way. So that is the goal that we have for red right now. Let's see, we've got, what, 400 some million? Now we are underground, I believe, at Florence Street here. -10, yes. -10. Oh, because you just went under some buildings over here, that's right. You should be able to come up to -5 after this, though. So that's what we'll aim for. Our next station makes sense right around here. So let's start building, y'all. Do not need to be nearly that deep, as we put a station here. Is this a case where we build the tracks first and then curve the station? Might be. Let's build our tracks. So if we go this, like this, and then curve it slightly here. Ought to do. Now we build a station with a hint of a curve. Maybe a bit more of a curve. Sure. All right, next up. How far are you from Florence Street, School Street? You are 22 minutes. That is kind of in my bread and butter zone for how far I like stations to be apart. Now we will probably ultimately have a split here if we actually do split the red into a red 1 and a red 2. So our next... Now I think... Do we want to have something smack dab in the middle of Davis Square? I don't think so. I think we'll have one station, one side of Davis Square, one on the other. That sounds right to me. So let's build one station here. And the other one I think was right over here, right? Yeah, like right on top of you. Although let's have it cross the road just 'cause if we build any other tracks that use the roads as guidance, it's always nice. We are currently at, we're already at 200 million. All right, so we need to be a little careful. I'm glad we're building at like a -5. It'd be great if we could get it up to a -4, but we're crossing so many streets just to get here. Don't think we have a lot of luck otherwise. All right, we are still... Oh, we're actually only at 270 now. The tracks did not cost us much at all. That's awesome. So we want a station to kind of service all of these people. Unfortunately, I've now said that that's going to go right into this, which we probably don't want. We will, you know what, we'll build it deeper just so that we can go underneath it. So here's a track at 10. Let's get it back up to 5 quickly. Yeah, you do this. I think we should be able to just curve it right away. Yep, and we are not into any buildings. That's 422. If we were to build one more station, we might actually start getting into issues with cost, but that's looking pretty good. And we're going to get back up into Arlington. This is the goal. Like right around here is the goal. Actually, if we put in maybe one station here, and then we would have to go deep to go under all of these houses and stuff, but that could work. We'll build our one station right here, because we can. You're starting to go under the lake. And now we're at insufficient funds even before we put the crossovers in. So we'll just put a crossover in right here. And note that this red that we are extending. Oh, I cleared them all. Oh, I wanted to go to the eraser. I must have hit something I didn't mean to there. Anyway, we know where it's supposed to go. One crossover, several stations, 436. Awesome. So we'll wait for this day to run out and then extend this red line here. Because yeah, the name of the game for the near future is extensions, and then we can think about doing the cross stuffs. Because yeah, we're going to need to have something going up here. Maybe have the other, let's see, hang on a minute. If we have this coming, this comes up, one part splits to Melrose, the other splits to Melford. The one that splits to Melford can actually hit these guys. The question is, where do these workers live? It'd be nice to get the red line going out this way. And I guess we can do that. We can have the line that comes this way just hit and be done. Because yeah, these workers, like, where are y'all going? They're going here. That's interesting. I didn't even think there were a lot of workers there, but it looks like we might need to have an extra just fill-in line to get these guys at some point. And you guys, where do you work? Okay, you're gonna be fine as is once I get this little extension in. I guess the other option, if I just do a single line here and do one big cross line that hooks up with this green, and then maybe splits off from the green once we get back up to Lynn. I don't know. But yeah, having one big just cross line right here looks really tempting. Because this we know is going back up in Arlington. I'm hearing my cats meow. Oh, good lord. Did that catch on stream? Miss Kai, what's up? Oh, you're not even that far. You're over here. Why are you meowing at me? Yeah, babe? Wait a minute. Did I mess something up here? No, we're good. Alright. Yes, Miss Kai. What's the matter? Okay? Alright. And it is 10 p.m. 10:40. 11. 20. 11:40. 11:50. Let's build, y'all. Build them blueprints. Red line is about to get a lot more useful. Or a lot more people, at least. There we go. Confirm those changes. Now let's build the trains out. Yeah, you kind of need more at this point. We'll buy a little bit more. Every 14 minutes. 28, 19, 14. That looks pretty good. Alright, now this should have a noticeable change on my ridership stats. Because it's not a new line, it's just an extension, and we got a good amount of people by this. So we'll let this run and see what happens. Oh! Oh, look at that. It just completely killed all of the notes when I did that earlier. I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. Oh, but that messed that all up. Alright, well, you live and you learn. I know that each of these stations was kind of what I wanted, so let's try to reinstate this thing. We just do a big slash like this. Down here, we'll mess with it as needed. But again, that's going straight to North Quincy. We'll get there. It is 6 a.m. The morning rush has begun. You're seeing all these people coming into the red line. I love it. I love it. Okay. It is now 9:30. It's going to be a while for this next full day to run through. I'm anticipating what it's doing, though. Oh, exciting. I'm actually going back over here to the airport for a moment. The residents here are almost entirely using Metro, which is actually quite nice. There's only one set of residents and they work all the way over. I wonder if that's clerical error in how the people have been counted. Because the airport itself still has a lot of people that aren't being served. But yeah, we just need to get everything said. Like this green line would end up going here. This green line would hit you. Again, this red's gonna hit you. The line that goes through Malden, Medford, and Melrose will hit multiple of these people. And yeah, one of them going through Lynn and all the way up to Salem will get those. Each terminal has something. Now this terminal, we've hit a few more of them. And again, same sort of story. We'll get some in Arlington here. Milford, Maiden, and Melrose will get one. Lots of Lynn. Let me just do this. All y'all workers, where are we still needing you? So actually, this line, again, helps Quincy, Reynolds, Arlington. Yeah. We'll get more people into the airport soon enough. Oh wow, it's already 8:30 in the evening. Awesome sauce. I just showed my millennialism right there. That was awkward. Anyway. We shall... let's get our station ridership, because most of the days, that's up to 55. We're getting good ridership all the way up the red line, like even more than closer in. So that's quite nice, actually. That is quite nice. And we are in the new day now. So let's see what happened with... Look at that jump. That's gorgeous. That is... Oh, that's nice. That almost now makes up for the bond payments that we're doing right now. Let's see. Outstanding $336 million. It'll be a while before we can pay that off. But we can think of other extensions and builds from there. But yeah, that is my current state of the Boston map, and I've told you some of the other plans that I've had. We'll just have to... I wanted to share this particularly because at the end of my last play session is when I had unlocked that new $500 million bond. We might even unlock the $1 billion bond. Well, no, we won't. I was about to say we might unlock the $1 billion bond soon, but 161 million, we still need to have another significant jump in ridership before we hit that $1 billion bond access, which will be fun. But yeah, you can see even here, there's not a lot of purple and blue showing up, which kind of surprises me. I'm not sure what I'm not quite hitting with Boston yet. We'll get there. I'm sure of it. I'm just not sure what we're, again, still missing. Probably just some connections and whatever else not, but, we'll see. We shall see. Boston is very dense, but it's also kind of spread out, honestly. So it's a weird mix between our suburban cities we've had struggles with and our highly urban ones where there's just a runaway start. Boston hasn't really given us either of those yet. But, it works. We're doing okay. We are doing okay. Actually, hang on. Where is... That mostly makes sense. If I actually... Let's do some of this fun stuff here. So there's the red centralized stuff, which totally makes sense. Yeah, orange hasn't hit nearly as many people yet, which is a little surprising. Because I would think orange is going through more density right now. But I guess not. We'll just see. Because, yeah, we will get orange and light blue. We'll have them both probably cross here in northern Quincy, or at least merge for a while. Then orange will go due south while blue hits Quincy. This other blue, I should say. Actually, where is this other blue destined? If we're starting Quincy and going up through here, is it worth extending much further? Maybe. Maybe we could send it up into Arlington as well. Help with the red. Because orange is going to go this way, out to Wallem. And green will more follow the river, I think. At least this green will. I might include an extra green somewhere along the line. I mean, the real Boston system has multiple greens anyway, so... We shall see how that all goes. Hope you've enjoyed both Subway Builder and A Dance of Fire and Ice. We'll see if I can actually complete the Dance of Fire and Ice stuff. That was quite fun. It's a very simple rhythm game in the terms of, like, how you play it, because you're just hitting one button to a specific beat. You just have to make sure you're interpreting the beat that you see on the screen well enough. It's clever, it's creative. I like it. Anyway, hope you all have enjoyed. I may or may not stream tomorrow. I'm not sure yet, but I will certainly stream Thursday. So yeah, either way, I will see you later this week, so I hope you all enjoy. If you are watching the VOD, this is now the time to do all the good YouTube stuff. Hit like if you like the video, subscribe and ring the bell if you want to see more like this. I have a link down in the description to my Ko-fi page if you want to support me for any reason, especially if it's to buy more fun games. It's always appreciated. And with that, I will see y'all later. Bye!